welcome. Another episode of our Footy Fantasy Pod. Today is a special one. I have a couple of my great guests and friends here. I start with Irma. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, Arima here again. I'm happy to be back. Actually, this is my second time back, and it's like a great, to come talk about Chelsea. Baby in the background.
No problem. I get it. It's okay.
Aww. But yeah, hi. I'm sorry.
Next on is Linger. Thanks for joining us again. Liverpool fan, Steven Gerrard, faithful. How are you, Linger?
Exactly. I mean, how am I? I'm personally good. There's a lot to be said about how Liverpool Football Club is, but I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Okay, we're going to come back to that. Liverpool. Last up, in-house Chelsea Agberu, I like to call him. Maybe changing his ways.
I'm looking very fresh today. So
I agree. That breaks. It's making me change.
I'm suspending the Agberus. So just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. They will be back.
Okay. Today, if you're watching this, as you can see, scrolling, Footy Fantasy, like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, support the movement. We go live usually every Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, whatever time it is, wherever you're watching. We're going to start with let's start with Chelsea. I'll start with Idris. Right. Brighton and Chelsea, the Potter Derby. All right, it was viewed the Potter Derby. Chelsea, what happened to Chelsea? Chelsea got handed their ass to them.
Everything was handed to us, man. It was a long time. Everything was handed to, but it was a long time coming. Short of word, it was a disaster. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, it was just an absolute disaster from the beginning. And Selinga wants to lead us.
Oh my God!
the guys are coming in right now, man. They're like,
no, we haven't even gotten to. Please leave me alone.
So basically, for us at Chelsea, it was a disaster. As Erima and I, my blue sisters, we were talking earlier on before we went live. We saw this coming. Most Chelsea fans saw this coming. Anybody that did not might just be, living in clouds. We knew that this was going to happen. The players hadn't changed. They're the same sets of players. The only difference right now is the coach is playing. This coach is a little more, should I say, experienced than a Lampard. Because the truth about the matter is he set up the team to play in the forwards, to accommodate most of the forwards. So most of the advantages for the forwards. If you look at Jorginho, posted in the podcast group, that I'm making it public. I'm not bashing Jorginho anymore again because he's redeemed himself.
Oh my God, Jorginho, here we go.
But no, but
he's already mentioned Jorginho.
They've unlocked. He somehow has unlocked Jorginho. Jorginho actually has had a few shots of goal that he has ever had in the entire career at Chelsea. He's actually passed forward more times than ever. So that tells you tactics has changed, and not just tactics. It's the fundamental characteristics of players are being they're trying to work on it. We cannot say Graham Potter is naive or is not capable of managing a football club, right? A top football club. He's capable, in my own opinion. Maybe it might be his first time, but the lingering issue in Chelsea are fundamentals of the kind of players we have and the imbalance and the mesh of these players. That's why you see me go off on the Jorginho. That's why you see us having conversations and arguments on whether we should sell Kante right now because we can get money. That's why we're saying Kepa feels like he's doing good now, but is he really doing good when you count the amount of exposure he's been exposed to in terms of shots on goal? That's why we're saying Raheem Sterling was good in the beginning of the season, then somehow, somewhere along the line, he's fizzled out. So we're creating chances, we're not scoring, and It's the same sets of players. We can't sell all of them, but we can also change. It's a new regime. So the last 3 games have been crap, so this was expected. I just didn't expect it against Brighton. I expected it against the top 16. So
Okay.
All this free are speaking. The team is crap. For this free. You don't expect. And then the whole 11 is, I don't know, they need formatting. I don't know what's going on in Chelsea. We have no identity. I don't know what's going on. The people just, they look like they're confused. And then they come, they don't know what, they just look confused all the time. I'm confused, they're confused, we're all confused. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on in Chelsea. Is
it time to say maybe Chelsea players are like, I like snakes? In the sense that
I don't think they're intelligent enough. I don't think they're intelligent enough to be snakes. They're just crap.
This is what I said. We've seen this like 3-4 times in a row, right? When they fired Lampard,
this same set,
first few games,
I think the league managers fired.
these same people under different managers still producing rubbish. Please, let's just say what. Formation 3-4-3, 3-3. This one, this which one did they use yesterday? 3-3-5-1. Everything.
3-3-5-1.
Nothing is happening. And then let's just. I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I just don't think they are motivated. I don't know if it's motivation or I don't know. Like I don't know when it's gonna stop.
I wouldn't call it motivation. I would say we are going through similar stuff United is going through. The difference is we just had a very ruthless owner in the past, and now we have a semi-ruthless owner now. What we're doing in the past was not sustainable financially and probably even long-term, right? It's hard to accept it, but we still all love Roman, right? But moving forward, it's like if we want to be a consistently feared top 4 title winning, we're not talking about just finishing top 4 title winning club, then we have to change the way we're doing things. And we have signed players that are just crap. Liverpool might be struggling right now, but they know where their issues are.
Yeah,
they can track their problems.
Liverpool problem is that, they ended the last season crap. They didn't buy any players.
They sold.
They sold and they didn't replenish their legs.
But they know, Erima, they know where their problem is.
Yes.
We don't know what's in the Warriors.
We were spending dollar bills. 60 million. Here you go, swipe a cat.
Like in Chelsea, we don't know what's stopping us, because I know there's another question that's going to come in, so I'll leave for Ayo regarding like who's improved. But, to be honest, we can't say anybody has.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like, we can't say anybody has. Okay, fine. Kepa came, he's playing well.
Kepa tried, but now it's only
Kepa tried. See, Kepa is giving. Kepa doing Lampard
right now.
I ask you guys. Nobody's talking about the game. How did you guys lose the game?
Because the game, there's nothing to talk about.
The game.
Nothing to talk about. Like I go to Linga's house. Imagine Linga's house.
About the game, right? First half came. First of all, the formation was all off to start with. Okay. First half came, and Brighton, they already had this ginger because we stole all their people, right?
That one today, yeah.
So that's the first part, and then. Just the pressing, they didn't let us even drink water. You couldn't.
As no breathing, he choke.
He choked. So that's when they were just confused, making mistakes on the back. Okay. Yeah. So then on goal spree, that's just catching out the own goals.
Now us they score, but now us they lose. So I don't know what's going on.
They tried to come back, but it was just too late, And so I think a combination of us wrong formation. Brighton came out with a ginger that they just knew that a particular ginger, and it just worked for them, and sucks for us. Which
I was going to use an analogy that Linga or I ordered food. Okay. They ordered a specific food. They might be like, oh, I'm allergic or I need gluten-free food. Me, I'm showing up with pounded yam, gluten, starch. There's nothing to talk about. You just close door, ask for refund. So there's no why while we arguing. Like, no, just close your door. Because you look at it, you look at me, you look at it, you look at me, you just drop it, close door, text back, ask for refund. Because there's no conversations. Because
it was a bad game.
Everybody has seen it coming. It's just that when they handed it to us, we actually had the opportunity of being third and breathing before we meet Arsenal in form and other big teams. So right now, it sucks to say, I wouldn't say I'm happy it happened to prove a point, but I would say it's good it did. You know what I mean, right? Like everybody saw it coming. We have to make very critical decisions.
Yeah.
You know, on certain players.
It was good. You know, the football girls just like arranged it for Brighton. You know, it was just like a good story. You know, sucks to be you, but like, you know, it was just great for them to win, to be honest. So
like everybody was hailing Kepa. I told everybody when they were hailing Kepa, Mendy was this, Mendy was that. Everybody was hailing Kepa. I said Kepa will revert to me. Some things happen in this life. If you notice the shots they are taking on Kepa, I think they're like inside the box. Quick shots that he's good at.
Yeah.
Wait till the accurate long-range shots start coming, which we know that's his deficiency. Guys, long-sighted, I'll be short-sighted. The guy can't see it coming. We already know that with Kepa. So, and the fact that he's good with his feet, so it works for him. You know, he's like an interesting man.
that's true.
Let me take comments. Idris, what are your thoughts about Kepa? Let me take because they're flying in. I want to go to them.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Man like Idris looking like Celestine Babayaro. I don't know if you know Celestine Babayaro. Linga, he's a former Nigerian player.
So we can sell all of them.
All refund.
You should come in and lead your first quarter.
This first loss. This could have been like the third loss already. We haven't looked good at all. Like
exactly
what it is. It's every time we've won, it's been like magic. I don't know. It's been like we were.
It's true.
Even when we drew against Man U, we should have lost. I don't know how we drew.
Exactly.
Like
I remember telling all these people is paid earth redistribution equipment, no pure bag. Oh my goodness. So 3-3-5 Your sense is correct. Your sense is correct. Who is this person? Please let me decide it.
Please put your
making it rain.
Hey, Maxi, like everywhere. Cucurella 60 million play like Cucurella.
If you guys have defenders, play shape that
that
requires a lot of defenders, just change the shape. Go for it, bro. If they change them to as Erima talk 10-10-5, 2-2, whatever, we still beat us. They will still beat us. Ask that
for coming. Get out.
Your time, bro. Enjoy it.
That's now fun.
Enjoy it. I'm happy for us now. It's it's a long time coming.
Oh, that was your meeting. You're speaking Canadian English. Okay. Linger, what are your thoughts about Chelsea? I guess generally. First, maybe the game. If you watch the game, the Brighton Chelsea game, because I think you were making comments, Linger, about this.
Did I watch it? I watched the highlights and I watched a little bit of it. My thing is like I love bad things happening for Chelsea. Long may it continue. I'm just worried about Mendy for the World Cup. Mendy's not looking good right now, and I'm getting worried about the World Cup. That's my only takeaway. Like Chelsea keep conceding own goals every day for the rest of your lives. But Mendy, what's going on?
You know what's making me laugh? See who's talking about that on table.
We're coming there.
Wait for her thought. She said her mind. Let's wait.
Let's change the face of breakfast by eating it at night. So this is my thoughts about Chelsea. I think I'm going to go piggyback on what you guys said about the players, right? It's been the same players, multiple coaches. I think it's very, very simple. We've seen the effect. I hate to say this. I hate giving Arsenal praise. People know that. But you see the effect of just giving one manager and let him build the team. It's an image, right? That's the thing. Chelsea, United for so long keep doing this thing where it's just like either they back the wrong manager, in United's case, or like you said, it's just like keep pulling the trigger on managers every time. So if you know you can give him time to build a team in his image, and it's going to take time for Potter to figure out the holes in Chelsea. I agree, Chelsea has not looked good. I was still talking to Dada the other day. I hear me. Well, during the Chelsea United game, Chelsea has been lucky for like 3 or 4 games. Even the data backs its underlying data, they were overperforming the expected goals. So Chelsea should have, this loss was coming. It was coming for a while. Yeah, but it's just like how brutal it was. Like, oh, okay, Brighton. So it's a wake-up call, and then you play Arsenal next week. So, like,
I don't agree. I think you should stick with Porter, though. I think we should stick with him for to build a team. I think so.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. At this point, you have to. I mean,
I think if you remember when he was hired, and a lot of people were like, I'm part of the Tuchel may have overstayed his welcome, but I wasn't still excited that he gets fired right away, because the question was just like, man, there are fundamental issues here that we need to fix, and they were trying to buy players for him at that moment because they really don't know. Now we have two. West Africa was the best Africa.
Oh, like, go do something. Go to church or something, please.
Go to church. So it's like when you look at our current recruiting strategy to Honor Topoli and the people he's finally been able to bring, the ex-Monaco technical director, the Red Bull Salzburg director. There's been a plan. Yeah, he came out. He was dragged as an American. The F the tradition kind of thing, which is fun. But
Americans are terrible, to be fair.
Sorry?
Americans are terrible. They deserve
it. I mean, I understand. I completely understand, because it's the stereotype, and he fed the stereotype, right? But when you look at where he was trying to go, hey, firing Tuchel was not even based on tactics. It was like, is this guy on board with what we are doing moving forward? And if you look at, I actually was just looking at the people that own Chelsea, Todd Bowley and I forget to pronounce the other gentleman's name. Are just the face. There's a lot of other guys that want 5, 10. So there's enough money in Chelsea. They will spend. They are not ashamed about it. It's just that they want to consistently grow the brand while they're spending, which is a different kind of money model. And then we have to win. So I'm okay that sticking with Potter means they will invest in Potter. I'm not worried about that. And if Potter becomes useless, they will fire Potter. And so that's what I'm okay with. But at the same time, we have about 6 players that we will have to make a decision on what to do with them when it comes to renewing the contract. I, for one, because of what I've said earlier, with the amount of money they have and where they're going, I, for one, don't think about 4 of them should be renewed, including my special player, N'Golo Kante.
I don't think Kante should be renewed either. I love N'Golo Kante. I love him to death.
I don't think he should be renewed.
I just think his legs are gone.
But here's the problem, though. If he's not renewed, Jorginho has to go. And it's not.
Jorginho is so slow. I don't like Jorginho.
It's the transition. No. But it's not a bash on Jorginho, because, to be very honest, if you put players in very precarious situations, you're not giving them the opportunity to be at their optimum best. You know what I mean, right? You just did. They played Kovacic, Jorginho. Any Chelsea player knows we're just here to just pass from side to side. Nothing is happening up front, and we've seen it from Sarri till date. Now we had the opportunity where Jorginho can pass forward and transition, and we're not dwelling on just possession. You know what I mean? But yet he's still a game manager, not a creative midfielder. If you understand what I'm trying to say, that rests on the supporting cast for Jorginho. So I really don't know. We need to do a very deep. He said what is a way to?
We are
going to Liverpool, so it's true. We are going to Liverpool. Also for Chelsea.
I knew I shouldn't have come on today.
I know for Chelsea, we need some very surgical, operations for our recruitment. I know we have the right team to do it. We have the right coach to play offensive, entertaining football. It's just some of these guys gotta go, man. Captain America.
We'll smile again. Don't worry, we'll smile again.
They should tell him to Disney. All that marketing crap that we're using in Chelsea. Pulisic needs to go. J5 needs to go.
Even if you on that brown jersey, though, I'll give them that. I said, okay.
I wanted to buy that jersey, but I was just like, nah, fam, not how I'm feeling right now.
Okay, this is a good segue. So wait, enough of Chelsea deficiencies. Liverpool, how market. Okay, comment says nobody wants to talk about how Raheem looks like Nyash model.
Wow.
Looking like
but you know what? Wow. No, but as I said, B-Tech is honestly he's a B-Tech hazard right now. In fact, worse than you know what we are calling him in our group chat, right? This guy
Idris. Okay, let's go on. Liverpool.
Let me stretch.
You know,
Ready? Whatever. Let me
last
have
season, League Manager of the Year in your hand, even though he won what Carabao Cup, the Beer Cup, and an FA Cup. They didn't win the league. They now win the Champions League. This season, after every loss, complain about money. So he's lost what to Leeds and Nottingham Forest back-to-back games. Hopefully, I'm waiting for him to come out and talk about how he can compete with both of them financially, and it's not fair.
Look, the way the Earth was rotating on its axis, like it was not fair. It didn't work out.
Is it time for the Aura Man revolution? Is it time for Steven Gerrard to take over?
My God. Reading my nightmare journal. That is the last thing we need in the world.
These players think they can be coaches, but they don't know they cannot be coaches. They need to sit it out for a little bit.
No. It's not time for anything for Klopp to go at all. I have full faith in Klopp right now.
Okay, so let's talk about Leeds. What happened? Your home record, Van Dijk, Virgil van Diesel, unbeaten at home.
If you've seen the movie Space Jam, you know how the Monstars steal the powers of the NBA players? That's what's happened. They've stolen our powers. We don't know how to get them back, and that is my only explanation for what's been happening so far.
This is an example of when Trump said confefe. Everything you just said, right?
No, I mean there are a lot of reasons, but there really aren't excuses. Like it's just not good enough. Aging squad, injuries, etc. But we're losing to teams we should at least get an annoying, tedious draw with. Like it's just not good enough at all. When I think about the game and like Joe Gomez's beautiful no-look assist against us to get the goal. It's just frustrating. It feels like it sucks that a lot of our players are all having their worst season at the same time. It sucks that like our players who are looking bright, like Diaz was looking really good but is injured. Our defenders need to go back to some of the basic things. And it's not just Trent. I know that everyone likes making Trent the easy scapegoat, but he wasn't even like exceptionally bad in Liverpool versus Leeds. That was all.
It wasn't.
Gomez with a smidge of Van Dijk. And Allison randomly slipping. Hey, the grass was too wet though. That is a real excuse. But it was our pitch.
But you know the one thing I did always say about Liverpool, right? Because I want to talk a little bit like moving banter aside, is even though in that season you guys had a lot of injuries, right? Liverpool was still creating lots of chances, right? They were still conceding goals. But looking at the XG, how is Leeds? Leeds had better expected goals at Anfield. Leeds, that is crazy.
Wild. We haven't seen a loss at Anfield since like 2017, something like that. There are all these statistics that like you're just watching them fly out of the window, and like it's not just our defense; it's just everybody at the same time. Mo got a goal at least, but he's out of position. Darwin's looking better, but like still guaranteed to squander 5 or 6 chances a game.
Those are step overs. We have to talk about that.
Top to bottom, we're just a mess. We're a mess.
Those step overs are like spaceman step overs. If I see those step overs, this man's gonna hurt somebody. Those step overs.
I think Olga called him a Dothraki attacker the other day. Olga, I'm gonna sue you for this emotional distress. This can't be allowed to stand.
Said Dothraki.
What?
Maybe he turned to VUD, very useless defender.
Oh my God.
They do look lethargic at the back. They look like they don't know what they look. He's so slow, like I don't know.
Is I heard Nunes and Reggie go to the
And Costas got the same haircut.
Oh
God, get off the street. Go somewhere else.
He said, which excuse the club
not
give?
Good enough. Klopp said it's not good enough.
Josh is asking which excuse the club give yesterday. Actually, yeah, what was his excuse? We heard you, communications department, Linga. You're saying village people were involved. So what was your orgas? They stole your power from village. Okay, no problem.
The Monstars took our powers. No, it's tough. It's tough viewing. I've seen us worse. Like we've definitely had worse teams, but like the discrepancy between how good I feel like these players are and these performances is what's most alarming. Because I've seen us worse, but we just had bad players. Like, but right now we have, I think, really good players, and it's just not working.
How many injuries do you guys have?
7 million.
Just 7 million.
And
7 million injuries.
and the next time Thiago walks around the corner, he's gonna get injured. So don't get used to seeing him.
But I also think that's also an issue, right? Is it also because of the pressure for World Cup? Because if you look at teams that are struggling and they're dealing with injuries, a very solid player gets injured.
Yep.
And then once that player is out, there's a drop in, I don't say performance. Yeah, there's a drop in the level of performance. You go from like probably world beaters to kind of like just okay, then average. We experienced that in Chelsea, like with N'Golo Kante. And that's why like I've been debating like, okay, do we sell him, do we not sell him? Fine. Now that he's missing the World Cup, I'm like, okay, well, screw it. We have to just sell the guy. But it's like when Kante isn't playing, you can literally, it's almost like you're putting Jorginho, unfortunately, out there for people like me to just come and like off to the gallows. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that drop off is so huge. Like, you know,
I mean,
like, I don't know if it's the same thing like Liverpool is experiencing, because I know, sorry, Rima, I apologize.
No, you're
like,
fine.
Yeah, like when Mane left, okay, fine. Everybody's making the whole joke about you didn't love Mane enough. Mane's found new boo. Fine, we've heard of.
I think a goal and 2 assists yesterday for Mane, guys. Why don't you ask me about Mane? I can tell you, I can update you on Mane right now.
Exactly.
I'm wearing a Mane jersey.
Everybody makes that fun, but I'm also looking from a recruitment standpoint. Like you bring in Nunez. What's his name? Is also injured. And says you will never walk alone, but I still believe Liverpool will enter top 4. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
I really need to like shit. I'll go Martial share the same hospital. Honestly,
they should add Kante to that.
I agree with you, and I'm not.
Joyce actually doesn't waste pipe.
Guys, this is about Jorginho, please.
No, but it's sorry. We also Chelsea, we have this erratic behavior that I think you guys are also having. Like, we will win the league this season. You will not see us next season. It's like, how low can you go? It's almost like a competition. Then the next season, it's like, these guys are useless. Champions League. You're like, what? Then again, next season, it's like, no. We just like. So I think Liverpool are dealing with it. But for us, we could tell them like, okay, this player is not fit. This player is not fit. But then it's like, where I was going with that last point was, we have the World Cup coming up. We have players exerting a lot of pressure on themselves and trying to play consistently to show that they can make the team. But also, it's like when one player gets injured, the other guy comes in, he's not as good as the other guy. Then when another solid player gets injured, this guy comes back. This guy is still coming back. It's like Chilwell situation. It's like, I'm just coming back, but this other, you know, so it's kind of like, is it because of the strain on the players? And then people say, look at Arsenal, but Arsenal's not playing Champions League, right? And they're playing once every weekend.
Yeah, they don't have as many matches as some of the other players.
And I don't think the majority of their players are in any national team. Or
they're playing Europa, though. They're playing Europa.
They're playing Europa, like, yeah. But they've kind of figured it out. It's working for them. They're not dealing with so many injuries. Why is everybody...
Right now.
For now, true.
Because Saka got injured today. You don't know how long he's going to be out for.
So, is Saka got injured today?
Hopefully it's not so bad, but they took him. Why you don't celebrate people's downfall? Don't celebrate.
Mashallah. We are next. You see what they do, Cucurella? That guy will mix Cucurella. Like Kuli, they will chew. God. Our little boy recover, but maybe recover after Chelsea game.
Let me talk a little bit about, in my opinion, about Liverpool, right? Let me talk slightly tactical. I think a lot of it. So looking at the data, right? They miss Mane. I'm not saying this because for trolling. The data says Mane, out of all their forward players, even out of all their pressing players, has the best turnovers, right? They win the ball pretty much. Who can win the ball back within the first 5 seconds of press? Mane was the highest in Liverpool last season. You know, and that's where they usually create their dangerous chances. So they've lost that, and they are pretty much playing with 2 new forwards, right? Nunez and what's his name? Because he came in January. The guy that got injured, Luis Diaz. So that's the whole transition of the forward line. That's the first thing. I think the second problem is Henderson is not the same player anymore, right? He's lost that, you know, and it's not easy. He's 32 now, right, Linga? Henderson's like,
I think he's 32, and like I mean, with all of them, especially in that midfield, they've been running very hard for 5 years. Like, I think you just see. I mean, Hender with an amazing assist in the Champions League, but like, you know, when I look at things like, I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter, but whenever Milner comes on, you'll just see a stream of Liverpool fans, Milner on, TV off, Milner on, TV off, Milner on, TV off. Like, we're just relying on people who are a little too old, like just don't have exactly the legs anymore. I think we still have the desire and the mentality. Like, I was a little worried when it felt like heads were going down a few games ago, but I'm less worried about that. But I really do think our age is showing, and the injuries, the cycle of like injured, not injured, injured, not injured isn't helping.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I'll say, two things. One is maybe the money spent on, I'm not saying Darwin Núñez is not going to do it. It's going to score goal. He looks like a good finisher. But maybe that money on Darwin Núñez could have been spread better, because that's what Liverpool has been known for, right? They'll get Thiago for like 30 million. They'll get like efficient buying. Maybe the money for Darwin Núñez could have been spread better, redistributed across the board for the squad, and that would have helped them get more bodies in. That's number one. And I think the second thing is Virgil van Dijk. You know, we always say this about like knee injuries, right? He came back last season. He was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. It wasn't the same level of pre that knee injury, but I think now we're probably seeing the effect of that. You know, that injury, that injury now. The speed is gone, and the decision making now. That whole jockeying players, because that's what he does, right? He jockeys players to space, and then when he's now safe, he makes that last ditch tackle, right? He doesn't. But it almost feels like when I watch him, because I watch him really, really closely now.
Because he's gorgeous.
No, that's why you watch it.
I'm watching closely. I'm watching closely.
This is why marketing.
Right there. That's why you not be.
Let me read what Chelsea fans, when you said he's gorgeous, it's just kind of a segue. I have to read what Chelsea fans called Ruben Loftus-Cheek yesterday.
Oh, okay. That's.
They said, oh, sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, they said Loftus-Cheek thinks football is about 6 foot tall and being cute. You're fucking pathetic and horrible player. These are Chelsea fans. So when he said that, I was like, yo, they're going after fine boys on Twitter right now. people are not caring about.
No, it's not about beauty.
It's about beauty. So he said, well, but to touch base on what you said, Ayo and Lingard, there's something I wanted to mention about Van Dijk. Mm-hmm. How is it that Liverpool have two very hard, high tempo, box to box, potentially people that can score, midfielders that are always injured, in Naby Keita and Thiago? Like, so when you were saying spread the money, I completely see from where you're coming from, Ayo, because those two, the moment those two, I mean, Naby is not playing regular right now. We already know it's like
that transfer has become a bust now. Like,
like 3 games on, 5 games off, 3 games, almost like an oil worker at this point. That's what he's doing.
Honestly,
it's like Kante just has longer vacations. He gives us in food and then he goes longer. But you're on this guy like 3 days.
Exactly.
So it's like, so but if these two guys are off tactically, and technically to an extent, Van Dijk cannot jockey players because he's having these onslaughts coming onto him, and that buffer he used to have with Henderson. Henderson's getting old. I mean, we're talking about just grinders, right? So if these guys are just opening the floodgate, man, pretty boy behind is going to be dancing with a lot. I mean, and you're right, the injury is going to start showing because he's going to have to exert himself more for things he didn't used to exert himself. And he probably has trust issues right now because every time there's an attack, he's not just worried about the guy the defensive shape. He's worried about the defensive shape in front of him too as well. And Erima can touch base on this, and that's what this is why we are bashing Jorginho. Everybody at the back knows if they run at Jorginho, there's a problem. It's just
said Jorginho, take a shot, Jorginho. Jorginho, take a shot.
And you can see Jorginho trying when he's chasing the guy. It's just
it was always mentioned Jorginho. So let me take comments. But I think it's a very good segue to my next question, right? Which is, how come Liverpool have this bipolar, relationship with the league and Europe? Because in Europe, it's been fine, right? They beat very good teams consistently. They have 12 points. I mean, they lost to Napoli. Napoli destroyed them. But apart from Napoli, they've been fine.
Who's in their group again?
Ajax is a good team. I mean,
yeah.
They lost some players. They lost some players this summer. Like, you know, they are now a Feeders club officially. Kind of took their coach and two of their best players. So, but still, they're a good team. And Liverpool, they beat them comprehensively, home and away. So before we go to that, let me take comments. According to Arteta, Saka had a knock back for Chelsea. Ooh, not serious at all. According to Spresser. Sucks for Cucurella.
This isn't a good news.
Liverpool's midfield past due for thorough recycling. I agree. How the Elliott that is telling.
I still think our best midfielder is Thiago. It's just like in and out. He's just in and out.
It's not healthy.
It's not playing. Like, what's the point of it?
Okay. I have to say something about Darwin Núñez.
The good finisher. Like you.
There was one.
I think Darwin is so young that I think the football IQ will get better. Like, I think the talent is there, so I'm not that concerned. He's just expensive.
I always push back on when people say football IQ, right? For them to be at the highest level, they're just players at that level, like the top 5%, they have IQ. Well, if you say that, technical ability, that's what you should have said. It's technical abilities is just not there. I think that's what it is. My apologies. Decision making. It comes.
I'll push it back. I'll say you explain to me. I think you explain the other way. Like, if he's technically good enough to be in the 5%, he's physically very good enough to be in the 5%. His decision making, which is his IQ, is very low, in my opinion.
Which is
that's how I read it.
So that's
how I read what that message was.
In comparison to the other like elite strikers,
because there was a decision where he had 3v1.
Yeah, I remember
the decision he made was the worst. Not even just it was obviously worst decision. He's taken it several times, and I remember saying I've seen it in different games. He's done it, and I'm thinking at this point I don't know if they should sit him down alone and keep showing him, bro, this is where you're messing up. Like, you know, it's not something like, oh, let's coach it out of him. No. This is a problem, Darwin. This has to stop. Like something, because I can't imagine you having slow forwards, as Ayo said. Most of where you eat the cake is you go forward, you press, you win the ball, you catch them off guard, you assist. And there's a guy who is going to lose the ball and can't press and can't recover. You know what I mean? So he's
in response to the comment, someone said like Pep phases you out before you get old. People have talked about Klopp being overly loyal to some of like this team that's been together for so long, but I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not sure we have much better options. I don't think that it's Klopp being like sentimental. It's like, you know, our bench is like Ox hasn't had a good game in too long. Like Milner, you can just rely on. He's gonna do a job and get a yellow card within 17 minutes. So I do think it's aging, but I don't know. The people wouldn't be phased out, but who are we replacing them with? Because Elliott's been great. Carvalho's great. Curtis Jones is patchy, but can be good. But like, we basically just have kids and injured people.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
That's injury drop. So
fair enough. So what are your thoughts, Linga?
And Ayo, you gave us a good example, by the way, when you mentioned technicality and decision making.
Yeah,
that's why I lean towards my
no, that's good. I agree. How do you
I don't again, like it's hard to figure out. But I mean, even in the league, like we still beat City. Like it just feels like on our day we feel more recognizable as the team that everyone assumes Liverpool is, and it's working better in the Champions League. I can't tell if it's about like the rhythm of those games or we're going in with a different kind of mentality or something, but it's genuinely hard for me to explain. I'm very grateful for it because it means that I'm not furious and depressed all the time, only about the league. But I don't know. I mean, it's mostly the same players, but we do look more comfortable. And like, I still feel not like super optimistic because our form isn't great, but like pretty optimistic about the Champions League. I mean, we're going to the next stages without that much fuss. We just need to do that more in the league. We're what?
Well, I'm going to say this is where the rubber hits the road. Like you've sailed through, you have good talent that can compete with some of the best talent in Europe, right? It's almost like Aaron can pick it back here with Chelsea. We just went ham on AC Milan, but we know the second game AC Milan was like, if that red card did not happen, you know what I mean? Like it's like, like people are saying I'm harsh because it was Tomori and I love Chelsea Academy. I was like, actually, no. I've seen those calls not given as a red card. I've actually, seen those. But because if that had happened, we'd have a much more tougher game. So maybe the Premier League clubs are good enough at a certain level to compete and scale to the next round. But when they meet themselves in the Premier League, where it becomes gruesome and there's more expectation, then there's that gap in talent within their peers. Because you're saying Mane to Nunes and whoever you sign, the drop between Thiago, Naby Keita, and we're seeing Anderson having to run 2-for-7. In the Premier League, Chelsea will just knock the ball around for a good 15 minutes. They're resting. City does the same thing too. They're resting. Premier League, you knock for 15 minutes, somebody's going to catch on the counter and they will be bold after that. And it's just run this guy down, slide tackle this guy, elbow this guy, get a yellow card, knock them off them, but they will wear you down. So I'm suspecting that's why maybe Chelsea and Premier League clubs are doing well in Europe. But when they come to that physical league, the gap starts to show.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I agree with you.
Yeah. We start to bash Nunes and say he's low IQ, but because obviously in Europe you could get away with throwing 5 different leg overs. Exactly in the Premier League, you miss that window of opportunity. Nobody's giving you freebies again next 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So
okay. Good.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, I agree. Segue to what
makes sense.
A little bit about Chelsea players, right? Under Potter. I mean, I guess there's one obvious one until this last game. Was the resurgence of the coach, the second coach, the long-term coach of Chelsea.
Assistant manager, Coach Arize
Legend. He's a legend of football for that. I'll never get over it my whole life.
I was happy for him. Emma, what do you think? I was happy for him. I saw he needed break. I saw he's an ultimate professional. So I even have more respect and love for Kepa. It was almost the same way we all felt about Timo Werner when he was leaving. We dragged Timo every day, but Timo always just worked. You know what I mean? Timo just did his work.
Yeah, Kepa really prefer. I mean, it's not easy to sit out a whole season on the bench and come back and just work hard. Work hard in the back. Behind the scenes. And come back. So to me, he's the most improved, but I still don't believe in him. But I'm happy for him.
My sister, we all know what it is, man. You know that your friend that used to go on all the time, they'll come and complain about their date, but you call them tomorrow. Where you did now? They are in the same house. They just complain about. That's how we feel about Kepa.
But he's definitely the most improved. The rest, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I would say the most improved. I don't think any player has. Maybe Kepa. You know what? I like what everyone say. Kepa. This tactical change helps Kepa in sense of he's a ball playing goalkeeper.
Yep.
Right. It helps. Here's my problem though: the amount of times he touches the ball is worrisome. We can be like, oh, he's good on his feet. But even Henderson in City isn't playing sweeper. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Chelsea, Kepa is playing sweeper. Like sometimes running out, heading the ball out, having to. Because most of the possession is Thiago Silva, the back four, Jorginho. You know what I mean? Like we can bash Mendy, but even when Mendy came in for Kepa and Kepa pulled his hamstring, that's the amount of distance he's having to cover to do work. And I kept complaining about the thing. I'm like, I'm not saying it's not good football. But if Kepa makes a mistake, we can't be bashing Kepa because he's doing too much,
People be wild in these comments, man.
I love Josh and I are always back and forth. But the thing is, is gonna come about him? Yeah, we all. You see, everybody's happy for him, but we are all like, we wait for the thing to happen first. And I'm not going to be mad at Kepa because we know what his deficiency is or are, but we can't expose it. Same thing like we know what Jorginho's deficiency is or are, but we can't expose Jorginho. We need to accept what it is. We keep him. We need three cantings. We can't have it.
They talked about probably selling Mendy. What do you think about that?
That is madness. 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 It's like a guy or a babe that caught their spouse that beats them, cheating, whatever. They now found a correct person outside. They've gone through counseling, and then the spouse came back and said, "Oh, I'm good." And you're like, "Oh, I got this new person. I'm going to like just trade this person." No, let's not do that rubbish. Let's not do it.
Another parable.
No,
it's like when you order your delivery food and they close the door, but your spouse is
no. What I'm trying to say is we get carried away with stuff. Like it's like the grass is green on the other side because this guy is treating me some type of way. Like, oh, Kepa is here for a short time, not a long time. Let us not be treating this.
I'm telling you.
Let's stop that with it. You know,
this is typical Chelsea. I would not be surprised if they entertain.
Just Drake. I didn't even
go. I wouldn't be surprised.
As long as Mendy's good for the World Cup, sell him. Don't sell him. I don't care.
No, she just my brother. I just have to go to the World Cup. I'm out here traumatized. Like even the I agree.
I agree.
It'll be like the worst thing, but who knows? Chelsea.
But even talking about out of form, the last goal that we considered, Erima, many made 3 saves. First shot, second shot, third shot. Where are the other people that are supposed to be in front of him? Like it's like,
you know what,
guys, where are you?
This is why I asked this question, right?
He made some saves.
I'm not a Chelsea fan, right? But I started thinking, like in my head, like who has really made that jump off of Kepa, right? Which outfield player? That you can say, oh, I've seen this person. No. I was thinking really hard. That's why I posed this question.
No, they've all been worse. They've actually been like from Cucurella. I don't know if that's the person that annoys me the most in that team is Cucurella. That's the person that annoys maybe because they spend so much money. That's what actually annoys me the most. To Sterling, I don't know. They all just look. I mean, Thiago is just doing Thiago things. He's fine.
I would say the same thing we just talked about, because again, there's a way of play that all these coaches come up with, which is like that Gen pressing, whatever they call the pressing is or whatever. If it's slow up front, there are consequences at the back. That's what Liverpool suffering from. You know what I mean? Like there's serious consequences at the back. Kai Havertz, there's a Yoruba saying that they'll be moving like any form.
Oh my
God!
Like this guy, God, Jesus!
It's like this guy is very slow. Like, and he's a talented player, but the guy just does some things. And he's like, and the consequences for it. You know what I mean? Like they're like.
Mount has been better. Mount has been playing Mounts.
No, but Mount is just at Mount's level. Mount is at Mount's level. You know what I'm saying? Conor Gallagher's got energy. He still needs time.
To
be man. If there's any better way to, you understand what I'm saying? Like grow into his full shell. But then if you miss press up front, you're coming to meet Uncle J5 at the back, and Kante is injured. J5 can't kill himself. He can't be killing himself. He has tried sometimes. Like we know what he can do and he can't do. So these are the things that I'm just looking at. I'm just like, God damn.
Let's forget that we have to drink. You just mentioned J5 again. Shot
4-4-3.
Georgina.
What's this 4-4-3 formation?
Okay. I like the podcast went really quickly today. We end with our last section. Kudos and Donkey of the week. Before we go there, I want to ask a prediction from Linga. Linga, this was is not there. It's an off the cuff question.
Okay.
Liverpool's 8 points. We have the 4th person right now. All right. Newcastle is 4th. Mm-hmm. You guys are 8 points. I think you have a gaming hand, maybe a gaming hand. I'm not sure. But you are 7 points behind United. No gaming hand. I think we have played 7 games. Do you think Liverpool can make Champions League? This isn't. Because this is
win the Champions League?
Win.
No, top 4. What? Wow. I saw what you did there.
Wait, do I think we can win the Champions League this season?
No, make top 4.
Make top 4.
Make top 4.
I think we can make top 4. I think we can make top 4, but we can't make top 4 based on what I've seen so far. Like, if something can change, like, I don't think it's out of our hands, but, we don't have to make it extremely hard for ourselves. I still think we can make top 4 after the World Cup for me is such a wild card because you have no idea how anyone's going to do anything.
Correct.
If we return even a little bit to what I'm used to from Liverpool, then we can catch up and make top 4. But it's going to be rough. Like I go into every season of the last 5 years assuming we're going to be in the top 4. So what the rest of you must feel like, will we make top? These feelings are so new to me and I hate them. But it's tough.
Because I'm looking at the gap, right? I'm looking at that gap. That gap
is a sizable gap.
If it gets to double figures, I don't know if Liverpool can make up double figures. That's what I think. double figures might be very hard.
By maybe
I think
January.
so. I think it'll be hard. Yeah,
that might help them out.
hard but not impossible.
Are they going to buy? If they're not going to buy, as Arima said,
They might, if they don't buy, they're going to be the problem. But if they buy, someone who can come and help them out, maybe.
We need someone fast who's not prone to injury, please.
It's a no for me. I don't think so, but who knows? Okay.
Josh
Our
is very
place
sure.
for
Josh
us,
is
maybe we'll
very
make
sure
top
that
4.
What's their players with?
if they all come back together, but if they're coming back one after the other,
I think they can. You can never knock out Liverpool for top 4. I think we can.
if they all come back together, if they're coming back one after the other, and another person is having a recurring injury, it's not happening.
So I will do it now just to kill some time, right? I feel like we have time. I'm just kill quick. What's is quick? You don't give reasons. Give your so it's 11 games in now. I think it's 11, 12 games in. That's sizable. Let's give me your top 4 now that we've had a sizable data of teams and we've watched them. Give us your top 4. In order, by the way. In order.
Ooh, Lord. Man City wins.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to say Arsenal, but Arsenal.
Second, okay. You start.
I think Newcastle is going to show us something this season. I don't know. I feel Newcastle will be in there somewhere. I don't know where, but they'll be in there.
Wow, okay.
And I'll give Liverpool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Oh wait! I totally forgot about Man United. Wait, let's do that thing again. He wins. Actually, I'm gonna give United second.
Oh wow!
Yes, then Arsenal, then Liverpool. Newcastle might be 5th.
Okay. So Chelsea is not making top 4.
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't believe so. I really don't. I've thought that since the beginning of the season, so I'm just gonna stick with that.
Yeah, you mentioned. I heard you say in some comments. Wow. Okay. Linger.
City wins. I think Arsenal will come second. I'm not sure I feel like I know who's gonna come third. I feel like Spurs, Chelsea, United are all kind of inconsistent. These random teams like Newcastle, Brighton, like other teams just have done really well. So third right now, some kind of wild card. 4th, Liverpool. I'll keep thinking about third. Maybe United. I'm not sure about third. Third is question mark. 4th is Liverpool.
Okay. Idris.
Yeah, I'm going with Arsenal can win this stuff. But
I think so.
Arsenal can win this stuff. Like I will shut down my whole social media because of this. Arsenal can win this stuff.
Yes, that's just your fear. Give us the real thing.
My biggest fear.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Killjoy. But anyway, I would say City, Arsenal, first to second, because I really have a strong feeling Arsenal can do this. Third will be Tottenham United. I see Liverpool are far behind, but like I would say Newcastle will give also run for our money. Liverpool might have a late rally and get themselves into the top 4, 5, or 6. Chelsea might not make Europe.
Oh wow!
Chelsea might not make Europe, and it's not on the coach. It will literally be because of recruitment.
Okay. Provided they don't sack club, they'll never sack club.
We're not going to. What I would be more worried about. I'm not worried about Klopp at all. I'm more worried about design.
City United. Okay, Arsenal, City
United. Wow. Tottenham is too strong. Tottenham is too strong a team not to be in that top 4.
The way he thinks Arsenal will. Wow.
Honestly, I have a good feeling about Arsenal this season. I don't know. They've just been like, I feel like I won't be surprised if they win. But my hesitation is just because of Arsenal's history. Arsenal's history just gives me like, can they pull it off? I don't know. But to be honest, like my mind is telling me they might. But my body is telling me they would not. It's like, I don't know.
My mind's telling me they might.
I don't know. It's just like it's so strongly feeling for them too, but I don't know.
Okay.
Tottenham is too much of a wild card.
I think City will win. I think Arsenal comes second. I actually think Liverpool come third.
Wow, Okay.
Yeah,
man.
and I think United will come fourth now.
Okay.
I didn't have them fourth, but I have them back now in fourth.
The gap, I believe the gap is too far for Liverpool. They might crash it, but they're barely entering top four. The only reason is City, Arsenal, 2 positions ago. We're talking about the bottom 2 positions, third and fourth. And we're
No,
talking
I
about
agree.
injuries.
I think City and Arsenal will be like they open up a gap on everybody else, but I think Liverpool will come back.
Tottenham and United is why I pick in those.
Yeah, Tottenham. I was very big on them before. I have a bet now with Justice about them finishing above Arsenal. That was a terrible bet. Now when I watch them,
I don't think Tottenham will make it. I think Conte is not going to stay.
Exactly.
As he says, saying rubbish already. I haven't watched the last 2.
I think it's going to fall out.
Conte is staying in Tottenham. He already angry all of them. Like, you guys try to reduce my market. He's going to go. He's not going to stay in Tottenham. I don't think so. So once he leaves, that disrupts the team. I don't think they're going to make it.
Let me check this question. What's the story behind CR85 and Guy Neville beef? I have no clue.
Well, didn't Neville say when Ronaldo walked out, wasn't Neville critical of that?
He was backing him, if I remember. That's what I remember. I remember him backing him.
Yeah, actually, wasn't he backing him? That's true.
Let's convene in March. So I don't know. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He's telling me now. I'm going to keep that name, though.
Yes, keep it down. Mama's telling me no.
Let's go to Kudos and Donkey of the week. Linga, do you have yours quickly?
Kudos, it will go to Arteta and Arsenal. I've been expecting them to bottle it for like 3 weeks now, and they're still not bottling it. So, another big win for them, still top of the table. All of their young players are doing great. So kudos goes to them.
Okay. Idris, kudos.
Brighton for me. They've lost a manager. They've somehow just an interim manager try to just maintain whatever they could maintain. So I'll give Brighton as kudos of the week.
Okay. Irma, do you have any kudos?
Oh, she's on mute. She's like, no, yeah.
Let me unmute you. Irma, go ahead.
Oh, she said she's not unmute her.
Okay, don't mute her.
Okay.
I'll come. I think my kudos, same vein, Reece Nelson, right? He's not played for like all season. He took his chance, a young player. Probably didn't know he was going to play. Came in, man of the match display, 2 goals and assists. Very good goals and assists. So I'll give it to Reece Nelson for kudos. Let me take this. Nice one. Checking out. Thanks for helping, for joining us. It is need to conk sense inside you.
Conk sense inside him, please.
Okay, wow. Okay, come and give kudos to Maguire. Okay.
Did Maguire play? Why is he getting a kudos?
He played. And
Maguire deserves his kudos because with the amount of trash he receives, you would think his mental health is actually in he needs to muster some courage.
He didn't get a red card
and did a good job. I think he gets it. Actually, I was going to say Brighton, but I give it to Maguire. I'm happy.
Erima, when I'm looking for job reference, I'm going to call you. If you look at what Olga said, Olga just gave bare minimum. This guy didn't fuck it up for us. You're giving him. He's an amazing guy. He did his last job.
It's a low bar kudos. Talk about you every week and send you to the gutters every week. If it was me, I would never come out and play. But the guy came out, and with the amount of crap he receives, I think at least give him some kudos this week. So
under 20K will make you heal like Voltron, man.
He did well today. He was winning headers. No, he was crucial to this game because we would have considered a goal if not for him. He won a lot of crucial headers in the box. So yes, I agree. I agree with that. Donkey of the week. Who's my donkey of the week?
The donkey of the week goes to Potter for me.
Okay.
Chelsea's coach, Potter.
Ooh.
Because he should have known Brighton in and out because he's the one that fixed that team. And he just can't. I think maybe he overthought the situation and came out and just didn't go do a good showing. So I'm going to give him the donkey for the week. They rode him. It's fine. Okay.
I was going to go say, it was this week he did rubbish. Was it last week?
It was last week.
Oh, so he skips. I was good looking.
We gave him a universal one last week. We gave him, even Linger gave him someone.
Okay. This week, honestly, from a Chelsea standpoint, I have to give it to Potter, unfortunately. Like, I don't want to pick on a player. Like, the player we're picking on right now is Raheem Sterling. We've already named him Naira because he just devalues, so we don't want to use the word sterling, like pound sterling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so just call him Naira. He's a Malian right now. He's just acting recklessly, but it's just a very reckless player. Like, somebody called him Bom.
He can't complete passes to save his life, but
he's killed us. He's done everything we've criticized Darwin Núñez for. It's like he's done like consistently too. So it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know what to say about Sterling, but like, the coach played him, so it's gonna go on Potter, and I feel bad for Potter.
Donkey is Carrasco. Okay.
What did Carrasco do?
I don't know. That's what he did. I don't know. But I know it's Atletico Madrid, but I don't know what happened. Maybe Champions League. I don't know. Linger, thoughts?
Okay.
Donkey?
I mean, I don't really have like a clear donkey. All of my donkeys are very personal about my fantasy team. So Kane gets donkey of the week because I captained him. Haaland gets donkey of the week for getting injured. Like, my donkey.
I'm with you, Linger, man. I'm with you, man. Same here. I'm looking at my fantasy. I'm like, bruh.
Finally took out Jesus. I put in Kane. I captained Kane. He did nothing. I'm fuming.
Jesus is the only one that scored for me. I have 3 of them up front, so
I'm surprised you guys missed one huge one. Two huge donkeys. Barcelona for falling to the Europa Cup.
No, that's not a donkey. That's not a donkey.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
No, that's their level.
Hold on, they leverage their whole future. Added 3, 4, 5 financial levers.
You're
it's
right.
true.
You're right.
Let's do Chelsea, Pepe.
Two teammates right.
Let's all laugh in Barcelona.
So teammates right, leverage their future, limit rights, pretty much like stripping for Spotify and playing Drake's.
I said stripping for Spotify.
That is so true. Oh my god.
Where Drake's album release or whatever. No, it's 100
million.
Did all this weird stuff because they always call themselves MS the club more than a club or whatever they call themselves.
Oh, that's true.
Champions
what was
League.
The second one you were talking about?
No, I'll second that donkey. That's fair.
Okay.
In a group that had who was in their group? Their group of Minos were in their group. And Juventus group?
Juve. Sorry. No, Juve is sorry. I don't know what they're doing with Juve has another issue that I don't understand.
I'll tell you who's in their group. I'll tell you very quickly.
No, but Juve has a serious problem. I don't understand. All those free loan players that are collecting, have they aged? Or has something happened?
They have only one strong team is PSG, right? Benfica was in their group, and Maccabi Haifa.
Who's that? Who?
Maccabi Haifa is Israeli club.
Okay, Israel.
And Juventus have only 3 points in 5 years. 3 points. That's big donkey with big Allegri there. That's won like 4 Serie A titles with all those players.
They're still sticking with him, apparently.
They might there's a danger that they might never make Europa where they are because they're on the same points Maccabi Haifa. So that's another donkeys.
Level don't change. See Maccabi Haifa to be carrying chest.
Juventus and Barcelona. At least Barcelona, they're still like challenging for the league. Juventus right now like 7th in their league, 7th position.
Yeah. I think they're dealing. They I don't know how they're going to do it, man. They're going to have a wholesale change. Juventus.
I agree. All that free player buying that they've been doing for the last couple of years, the freebies. It's caught up with them. I'm just sad for my boy that went there. Paul Pogba. I'm sad, but yeah,
he's been injured too, hasn't he? For like
I'm not that for all season.
Yeah, but what about his haircut?
The analysis on his haircut, man. Yeah, that's a story for another day. From United Legends. Oh, I have to add. I think I'll add one more personal one. The United Legends: Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, just overanalyzing. Analyzing 360 by Anthony in the Europa Cup. Like, come on, get out of here, man.
Oh yeah. Can they just let people live? Oh my god, that was so annoying. They're my donkeys. I replaced it. They're my donkeys.
Actually, I have a question regarding showboating because I've seen Paul Scholes' comment and I just thought it was very stupid. And I've seen, is it a cultural thing? Because I don't mind a little bit of showboating if he gets the crowd going, but it's positive. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Because
I've
heard something about somebody say they would break Neymar's leg if he had done the what's it called, the rainbow over I was like,
you see, I saw his almost assist yesterday, like beautiful skill. Like, what? Come on, let's be serious. I think some of it's showboating, right? But a lot of it is all this, media people have realized, right, that in order to get the clicks, you have to be controversial, and that's what they're all going for.
Yeah.
The grumpy, grumpy dad thing that this person has been doing. Roy Keane, Scholes just making outlandish comments for click. Please, let's get out of here.
That's so annoying. Please.
They're all United people.
Yeah.
Just shows you retirement as a United fan will be tough.
Hey, I know. Miss last best penalty to Atletico in Europa. Okay.
Exactly. They're just mad they can't do it.
Yep, I agree. You know what? We've come to the end of the show. I like this. We get to time for the first time in a long time. And that's because Linga didn't want to talk about Liverpool. Linga,
and we didn't talk about J5, so we are good.
You don't talk about Liverpool that much. You're just like, oh, I wouldn't say much. Yeah. All right. Thanks for coming, Linga.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us with the baby.
With the baby.
And Jorginho.
And Jorginho.
Jorginho is our family member. Jorginho is our family member. We just accepted what he is.
He's coming back.
For everyone to comment, thanks for joining us. We're out.
Bye.
All right.